Before I go any further to speak about the police and law enforcement in general, that means the courts, the judges in the courts, and the jail system, that means the sheriff, okay? I want to pay tribute, homage, or homage, respect to every police officer who is honest, good, diligent. I want to address those police officers who are wicked, okay, who infiltrate the ranks of the police to advance wickedness. And that's who we are going to discuss, okay?
Yeah, I guess you guys are learning how America kind of functions, and I'm glad you are. You are not hearing it from them, you are hearing it from us, people who are one of you. Okay, we're telling it to you without the advertising and all that nonsense that they bring down to Africa. So you can see it for yourselves. And you have many of these Africans who come down to Africa and they hype it on you, they all GQ on you and they try to make it look like what it is not, okay? America is not no fairy tale, okay? In America, if a police officer asks you to identify yourself, you have the obligation to do that. You must identify yourself, okay? You can speak with the officer, but when you do that, when you argue with him, don't move your hands. Don't do anything crazy or look threatening that's why I say you have to, first of all, when you get up in the morning, put on a button-up shirt. Put on a nice t-shirt. I know that they don't like filth, they don't like anything that is not white is threatening to, even white people get shot, White people get shot. Yeah, it's just that when it becomes a black person, it doesn't look right? Yeah, white people get shot. They just shot a white kid. He just pulled over by the roadside not too long ago. They shot him and they killed him. A white kid, because he was making gestures. He was arguing, right? When you do that, just make sure you have a lot of light where he can see you. Just think the police officer has a very small brain. A brain smaller than God. I mean, I don't mean it as an insult, because that's the way they behave, right? Okay, just think that way. Are you with me? Okay? You have to identify yourself when a police officer asks you to do so, okay? You have to have a nerve to argue against that. And what you can refuse to identify yourself. But the next thing that happens when you refuse to identify yourself before a police officer in America country, okay, the way things work here, and I don't think our people understand that, you see? I came here just 20 years ago. Our people have been here 500 years and still don't get that. If you refuse to identify yourself, you must hand yourself in. You must tell the officer, I want to go to detention. Okay? The officer can detain you at that point. You will spend the night in the jail cell. You can refuse anything from a police officer. You just tell him, I refuse. You can refuse a breathalyzer test even. But you will go in and spend the night in the jail. Okay, many people overcome whatever you call it, driving DUI, driving under intoxication, okay, by refusing to take the breathalyzer, by which point the police officer has no option but to detain you. It's not arrest, it's detention. Okay, and you spend the night in the county jail, not in the prison. That's when you've been convicted of a felony. You go to prison. You just spend the night in a holding cell in the county. And when the morning time comes, they say, are you sober, man? You just walk out of there, okay? And then they'll say, come to court on such and such. There's a traffic violation. And then the judge will say, what happened? The judge will make the determination whether to give you a DUI or not. And you can argue that in court. You go to driving school at that point. When you refuse to identify yourself, you better hand your hands, both hands in to the officer, tell him to chain you up, shackle you, and then you go to county jail. That's what happens when you refuse to identify yourself. You cannot just walk away and say, I have my rights and this and that. Or you can ask the officer, what's the law that's been broken? He can say, well, you cannot park here. Then you say, I just drive off. And he has no choice but to let you drive off. He has to mention the crime you committed. Okay? That's the way that works. You just walk away like that, and then you open your car. I mean, the officer can say you were reaching for a gun. And that's what happened there. And you and I know that's bullshit. I mean, that's total bullshit. He could have, if he thought you were reaching for a gun, he could have shot you in your leg. That's what I know. Tanzanian police officers are taught to shoot at your legs. They hurt you so bad. I mean, if you're shot in your leg, I don't think you're out of business, my brother. You're out of business. That thing stings, man. First of all, your whole leg is shattered. You got to go. I don't think you're going to walk again. But at least he didn't kill you. Right? He shot at the torso. He shot right through the heart, man. Make sure the guy's, and not once. I mean, one shot puts you out of business. I mean, that's what most police officers are taught, is to shoot not above your waist. Not even at the waist. It's against the law. But they do that in America. Because he can say, I was scared. I told him to stop. Don't walk. Stop, don't walk. Stop, don't walk. He's got them videos. He's going to show his video. And you and I know that's bullshit. They do that as a pretext to shoot you. So that's the way that works. I hope all people can understand that, okay? I'm going to discuss why they walk away. Okay, so most black people, when they're told to stop by a police officer, they walk on or they run away. Usually the first instinct is to run away. You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because the way America is designed is such that you're constantly running away from something. If you are black, you're constantly running away from something. You're running from child support, you're running from a woman who told on you. Everybody in America, especially men, are constantly wondering if there's an arrest warrant out on them. That's why most people run away or walk away. Because he thinks, okay, they got something on me. Okay? And that's why I would like to think that brother was walking away. They're not supposed to shoot at him like that. I mean, they can disable him with tasers, any number of ways. They can pin him down. Even put him in a chokehold until he says, I can't breathe. And then they have to let him go. And okay, you have to identify yourself now here, brother man. The reason they don't do that is because they're pending charge. And most black men in America have a charge pending with the prison system. Not only blacks, even whites. When you apply for a job, there's a question nowadays in the job. I never used to see that, but it comes up. It says, are there any court proceedings pending against you? When you apply for a job, one of those questions, they don't want you to have, be in and out of court when they want you to work. That's why most people walk away or they try to run away and then they get shot. Because the officer can say, well, he was running away and then he was reaching for his pockets. And that's what they do. That's what they used to do during apartheid. If they don't like you, they want to kill you during apartheid. They release you they put you in a car from John Foster, and they take you in the middle of the jungle, and they say, go ahead, run. And when you run, they shot you, okay? Ask Solomon Matlang, God bless. Ask Solomon Matlang, they shoot you, because they'll say he ran away, but they told you to run away, okay? They set you up for a shooting, for your dying date, pretty much, okay? Are you understanding? Yeah, to tell you the truth, I almost got shot so many times just trying to reach for a pen, from my dashboard. They give you a ticket. The ticket is a summons. Officially, what you call a ticket is actually a summons. Okay, a summons means you have the option not to appear in court. With an arrest warrant, you must appear in court or they'll come after you. You are hot. You become hot. That means I don't care which way you turn. Once they see your license plate and they link it to your name, you're under arrest, okay? But as summons, you can choose not to show up in court. But whatever judgment will be passed by the judge, usually it'll be against you, okay? Then you are guilty, okay? That's what a ticket is, okay? You must sign that ticket, okay? And usually I try to reach the glove compartment. I don't want to use their pen. I use my own pen. And they try to shoot me so many times, man. I'm like, no, officer, I'm just trying to get a pen, man. They see a black guy reaching for the dash. You know they're going to shoot you because they know you are an angry guy. They know, first of all, they themselves they do all kinds of, I got so many videos to show you. They do all kinds of crazy things. They are the biggest. So when you reach for your dashboard, reaching for a pen, they know you're trying to shoot at them because they know they themselves are worried about what they got going on. Are you with me? You know, they're thinking about what they did wrong already when you reach for just reaching for a pen. So they'll try to disable you before you disable them. The whole thing is all rigged, okay? They steal from people night and day. Yeah, so a lot of times they're walking scared and you are running scared. So, you know, anything can go down. So they try to shoot me so many times just because I'm trying to reach for a pen. I'm like, officer, I'm just reaching for a pen, man. I'm just reaching for, but usually you have enough time, you know. You usually have enough time for him not to even to see that you're trying to reach for a pen, okay? All right? Yeah, they're just not going, they're not going down without a fight, for sure. They are not giving up without a fight.